Hello, crypto traders. How are you all keeping? Today we're gonna make market overview, and what I do in the market overview series. I guess I could call it series. This is the second time I'm doing this. I analyze the top 5 coins by today's volume. So today we're gonna look at Bitcoin, of course, with the highest volume. We won't look at Tether because we know what Tether is. It's like USD, so it's kind of flat. So we will look at Ethereum, EOS, Bitcoin Cash. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and Ripple. Yeah, no big surprises up there. Like the other day that I did this, there were some smaller coins up here. Like Storm, I think, was up there. Yeah, before that, let's just look at some major, kind of major news, but I don't think it's like that major. One was Bitcoin Cash it's gonna be implemented to Trezor, so that might have a little bit of effect on Bitcoin Cash. We'll see if that is also seen on charts. And then the IRS. Okay, this was March 16, so it's actually out of date. I didn't I didn't pay attention to the day before, but it was kind of like on Twitter. So yeah, that's actually. Oh, sorry about that. So we won't even consider this. Right. So yeah, let's go to our good friend Bitcoin. And none of this is financial advice. This is just my point of view on the market. So yesterday, if you followed my videos, we caught a nice little move up. And for now, I'm gonna remove this. But it was a really nice synergy of so many things kind of coming, like aligning together. So we had this MACD turning up, stochastic moving up, indicating that that might be a bottom of a cycle low down there somewhere. And then also we had on 8 hourly chart a little bit of divergent on MACD. We had a cycle low here, and then on 160 we had this like a green candle, and I caught the whole movement, and I'm still in the trade. Actually, I can show you the shorter time frame as well. So I have I'm aligning as many time frames as possible, and those trades tend to be the best. Basically, I was looking at this chart for an entry. So I was looking at this chart, these 3 charts, to kind of give me the idea that okay, we might make a reversal. But I was actually looking for this as a day trader for 27, 9, and 3 minutes. And this is following the top docs trading method. And I'll pass that link in the description. Really good education. You get a lot of free videos, but then if you want a more detailed education, you can also buy a course with them. So yeah, what we saw there was okay, just before the pump. Okay, so it was here. Yeah, we could see this MACD divergent and and I was talking about this yesterday. So we caught this move, and I took first profits here. I took the second profits here, just after the video. So now I have the 25% that is left of my trade to go higher, and we will take a look and how high can we go and what's going on. So looking at just like bigger time frame, 1 day. Usually after if we bounce, like have a strong bounce, usually the bounce is like way higher than this, right? If you just compare this to candles, like here, when we bounce, we had we went from 6,000 to almost 8,000, so 2,000 euro. Oh, sorry, dollar. Uh, Moving direction, right? So in here it's from 6,000 about 400 to about about 600 dollars. So the candle is not as strong. And also here, if you look at these candles, this was like a long wicks. Usually you would anticipate a bigger move to the upside, a bigger momentum. And the fact that it's kind of like smaller just shows us that basically people are not, not sure, that the bulls and the bears cannot agree. And we can also see this if we make a little bit long and shorts analysis. So these are the longs and these are the shorts on 1 hourly. So actually, if we zoom out, I'll put this to, let's say, 8 hourly chart, and this to 8 hourly chart. So actually, it's the volume is increasing when it comes to margin trading. There's a, if you look at like coming all the way down from 8,000, like progressing all the way down to 30,000 shorts on Bitfinex, and here all the way from 16, no, even lower here from, okay, that's way back. Okay, let's see something that's relevant, like near history, like maybe, okay, from here, from February. So it's kind of, we see that margin trades are increasing, but yeah, the shorts are going up for last, so from 23rd of March, and I'll put this on 8 hourly chart as well. So 23rd, so from all the way here the shorts were going up. Okay, so all these people that were shorting here made a nice profit, and this, if you see this movement here, this is just telling you that they took their profits. But when they're taking their profits, it means that they have to buy back. So this is why this kind of, let's see if this coincides. It should. Yeah, so when we have this pocket of people going out of short positions, we have slow down. We are slowing down here, and then here we have another pocket, kind of like of people going out, and we are slowing down, and then the last kind of like pocket here, and we're slowing down again. So, and then the longs are going out here. Okay, so longs started to go out since here, but they're starting to come back. So yeah, it's kind of like a mixed signal, I would say. I can't really say too much from all that. Not yet, at least. What I can see from this is just that they're not in agreement, that there's not one group that is especially like stronger than the other, like 33,000 against 29,000. It's pretty much even. So yeah, it's just okay. But this also, this, that there is kind of like a balance. Also, this gives us an idea, because like that is information we could use. And what I think that means is that we might have a little bit of sideways channel here, also by looking at this. So we have divergent here on 8 hourly chart, Bitcoin price. We can see that this indicates that momentum was going out, and here as well, like even more divergent we can see there. But after a move like this, and after the fact that we had a bounce, but it didn't just shoot up to the air like like it did the last time on 6th of February. This tells me that, that might mean that we're gonna go sideways a little bit. And even, I'm sure you heard about harmonic patterns. There's kind of like harmonic pattern, but it's because with harmonic patterns, it's like this. You have so many different harmonic patterns. You have the Bat and Gartley and all those. This is just like, it's just a shape of harmonic pattern. This is not a specific harmonic pattern, but it just kind of is shaping, like making this W kind of shape, which is kind of like a bearish sign that usually we sell off on this kind of side, and we're kind of hitting some resistance here. This is 15 EMA. Here we're hitting it, and we see that it actually does act as resistance, and there was a previous high here, so that's another resistance. So it's a little bit of blockage of energy here, so we might kind of bounce down here a little bit, and then start doing some kind of a pattern here. It will be either like a triangle or a wedge or a channel or some of those. or maybe like a bear flag. Even that is possible. Still, it's still kind of open. Okay, we can connect these dots. This would kind of indicate that this could lead into a bear flag in a sense. Kind of if this starts bouncing like this, but it's not confirmed yet. Let's see if this is kind of like a. This could be head and shoulders. I don't know. Somebody could say that this is kind of like a head and shoulder pattern forming up, which actually does kind of look like it. And for head and shoulders, I only look at head and shoulders after a trend, like after extended movement down. And we have an extended movement down for sure. And I want this to angle down, which it also does. Okay, but the problem here is that the shoulder is lower than the head, so shoulders should be lower than the head, and it's not, so this just takes the possibility out. So this is no head and shoulders there, so that's not it. So yeah, we have all these signals. So kind of like bullish signals would be MACD divergent, volume going out, and all the stochastic turning up. These are the bullish signals. The bearish signal is that we are hitting resistance, and we're kind of forming this harmonic pattern, but more so the blockages of energy. So yeah, I'm still in that trade, and it's great. Like if I'll put a stop loss. I think it will be interesting to see what happens in this area, 618. If we have a bounce here, I think this is like a really good signal that we want to make go higher. That this is just the first wave of a 5-wave pattern. So that would be good. But then if we go lower, then I would put a stop loss below here. And if I see this bouncing, I will add up to the position. That's that. And then how far can we go? I don't like those projections too much, as you all know. I prefer looking at the market and looking at the patterns as we go, but definitely this one. 8,300, and then we have. Yeah, that's the thing. Like when you start moving higher, okay, and there's another area around 9,200, and then we'll have moving averages that we have to overcome. And okay, we had this dead cross here. There was a lot of talk in the news. It kind of seemed like that people needed something to talk about, like on CNBC and all those. They were putting so much emphasis on this dead cross. I was like, we talked about this already, but it's like you can't take one indicator just, and just take it as a trading signal. You need to look at the whole picture. So we had like 50 MA and 200 MA crossing, and they said that all hell is gonna break loose after this, but what usually happens is just the opposite happens, like what the news are telling you, or if not the opposite, just be careful with what you hear, that's for sure. So okay, that was Bitcoin, and of course, like Bitcoin dictates the whole market, so I'll make just a quick overview of Ethereum. And it was interesting because Ethereum had this big sell-off, because if you were watching my channel, I was bearish on Ethereum from all the way up here somewhere. Yeah, from here somewhere. But yeah, bearish, like a really big sell-off there. Like the one thing that is concerning with Ethereum is definitely the fact that so many companies, like ICOs that were funded with Ethereum, now all these companies have Ethereum, and if they will need to cash out, if they need to pay their employees and they need fiat, well, they need to sell it. So that's not the best thing for Ethereum for sure. And then yesterday Vitalik made a joke that they're gonna make a cap, but he said it was kind of like a meta joke. So it was a joke, but it was also like his way of getting the data. So and now he learned that maybe cap on how many coins they will issue is not too bad. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, okay, we're hitting this strong area of resistance. This is like a really strong area. As we see, we bounced. Okay, we set this area here and then we bounced again, double top, and then it acted as a support, and now it's acting as support again. So short term, it's hard not to see this bouncing off to the upside because it's just such a strong area. But of course, it all depends on Bitcoin. But I think if you have a chart like this, even if Bitcoin is kind of going sideways, Ethereum could kind of start pushing up just because of this strong area. But of course, this is more of a shorter term trade, because all in all, I still think that momentum. Okay, maybe I have to mention this with Bitcoin. Going back to Bitcoin, although that okay, we are bouncing here. Like my longer term, I still think there's so much downward potential that even if we bounce off here, it's I think it's more likely that it will go lower than this. Yeah, definitely. That's my point of view. Like even if we do bounce, I see this going lower until there's a major news about regulation, and until this is sorted and we see new people coming in, I don't see this bouncing for like a longer term. This might bounce off for like here maybe, or like here for a few days, few weeks. So for Ethereum it's the same, but it's just like we might make a case that Ethereum might bounce a little higher in proportion to Bitcoin, just because of the area that is so crucial and that is so strong. Okay, why is this not moving? Okay, right. Yeah, so here, okay, we also see on an 8-hourly chart, we see similar kind of thing, make the divergence, indicating like a bullish signal. I mean, it's so similar that it's almost like a copy. Basically, it's almost like a copy of a Bitcoin chart, so I wouldn't spend too much time on this. Beside the things that I already said. So that's the second biggest coin on volume, and then we have EOS, the third biggest. So I was looking at the news and I didn't notice anything about EOS today. Maybe I overlooked something, but so it's gonna be interesting to see why EOS is okay. EOS's chart straight away looks like different, like definitely way different than Ethereum and Bitcoin. And it was interesting when Bitcoin was going down, that EOS was actually kind of strong, like going higher. And then when everybody else was falling really strongly, EOS was falling down just a little bit, which makes it really interesting. Like it makes EOS look really strong compared to other coins. And if we just look at the bigger picture and put some Fibonacci's in there. Okay, this is a logarithmic scale. Oh, okay, yeah, that that makes sense. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that was a bit confusing there. So okay, we bounced out of 786 area, but still the facts hold that when everything was going down, EOS was kind of strong there. So what was going on? Let's look at this. Let's take this out. So we're 786. That's fine. Okay, we have support here, and we have 200 moving average as a support here. Well, actually, I'm liking this, like this support, and just the fact that it kind of bounced off, and that it didn't react as much on a Bitcoin falling. That's all good signs. That I think is really bullish. And what I'm liking even more is look at the volume. The volume is actually picking up quite like severely. Just looking at these columns, this is really bullish. Like of all these coins, let's compare, for instance, Ethereum. Okay, the volume is kind of going, it's increasing as well, but you know the price is not going up with it. So here the price was going up and volume was going up, so that's definitely bullish. And we have this, but we're kind of caught in between these two lines. And I think like a lot of people overlook this, but they're just looking at triangles on price. But we can also look at a triangle between 250 MA. So I think what is actually might happen is that we might start bouncing between these two lines. And as a trader, like a swing trader, you can definitely take advantage of that, because this definitely looks like it wants to, you know, this acts as a support and this acts as a resistance. So if we can stay in this channel for quite a bit, right, we can start. Now if this continues to, okay, if this continues to go forward like this, then we have like kind of like this triangle shaping up, and we know that after triangle, then we have an explosion or like extension, right, of the energy, because now it's looking like maybe we can connect this. Yeah, that's not giving us too much. If we connect those two though, it might be better. Put the magnet tool on. Yeah, okay, so we're hitting resistance there also. So we have kind of like this shape here, and at the same time we have this two lines coming together. So wow, that's gonna be a really interesting time for EOS for sure. But I'm more bullish than not, just like after all these facts that this had a strong bounce and that the volume is picking up and that it reacted kind of good while everything else was falling. This was kind of calm, so this is all kind of bullish signs. So after this, you know, triangle in a triangle, we're gonna see something. And let's look at the logarithmic. Is there some kind of a trend line? No, there's no trend line we could connect. So yeah, these are the things to look at next few days. EOS is gonna be interesting. And I actually put EOS on my like shorter term time frame trades. And actually, let's do this together. So let's look at EOS. It kind of gets choppy in circumstances like this, and I'm sure like shorter time frame will also show us this. So yeah, okay. We had like a rally here with Bitcoin, but then it kind of went sideways. Yeah, I'm definitely looking at this as a good buying opportunity once it kind of comes lower and the price is better. And so if I'm trading, for instance, EOS or Litecoin or whatever the altcoin, I first look at Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin makes a signal that it wants to go higher, then I would go to EOS. If I think that EOS will make a bigger move than Bitcoin, and I think in this case it might, because of the facts that we just talked about. So we have that. Yeah, we have a little bit of choppy environment there, kind of forming like this channel here, and then we had like this break through the channel, and then this can act as a support, which would be bullish. So yeah, definitely EOS is something to watch. And then let's go. So we have, okay, Bitcoin Cash. This one I'm actually really interested to see what Bitcoin Cash will have to say. It had a big sell-off as Bitcoin was going lower, but now with this news, I mean, okay, it's going to Trezor. It's not like it's going to, you know, some big exchange. I mean, it's already on the biggest exchanger, so. But let's see. Okay, so yeah, we had this like, wow, massive sell-off after we fell through this support area. just like this big red candle. But now, okay, we hit a little bit of support here, which acted. This is actually similar to Ethereum. This is a strong area because this bounced off twice, but not as strong as Ethereum. Ethereum was confirmed twice. This wasn't confirmed. So Bitcoin Cash, nothing there on MACD. Okay, K and D on stochastic are crossing, so that might do something. Okay, the interesting thing here to note is that it does look a little bit different than Bitcoin. We have a little bit of divergence. We don't see that W forming that nice as on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it had this strong vertical movement down there. So it looks kind of dangerous. I wouldn't be like if I see bouncing on. Okay. On Bitcoin, I don't think I would go into this one. And this kind of looks even. It did more like a bearish flag. Yeah, so I want to get away from Bitcoin Cash, or maybe look for sell short opportunities. Okay, maybe like this. Yeah, maybe this kind of wants to do like a little bit of bullish flag. No, sorry, bearish flag. So yeah, more bearish than not. Like, but of course, like if Bitcoin starts going higher, the Bitcoin Cash will start going higher. That's just the way the market plays out. But I'm just trying to figure out, okay, if Bitcoin goes higher, which, because I already have a position on Bitcoin, which other coin could I buy as well? And as you know, as you see, actually, I'm more focused on the bigger players, not that much on the smaller coins. So that was it, and then the Ripple. Okay, let's see if there's something on logarithmic. Okay, we have. If we connect some kind of a trend line here, we're still far away, so that's not help us too much. So let's go to normal chart. Yeah. Wow, Ethereum, like not Ethereum, sorry, the Ripple is definitely dangerous when it comes to buying, because it doesn't. Problem here is that it doesn't have too much support. Okay, the last time is all the way back here in June, but it's even like on 32 cents. And before that, I don't even have data there. So yeah, not too keen on a Ripple. And I just think, like after this hype, yeah, that's just people are, if you bought here and you're just like here, you're in such pain that you won't be buying Ripple anytime soon. So I think Ripple needs some like a lot of time to find some support and go sideways before going up. So Ripple, if I see a strong chart like this, that bearish, then on shorter time frames, I would prefer like selling opportunities. Yeah, okay, so this does look kind of like similar to Bitcoin. We had a divergent there as well, and look at this strong. But yeah, maybe for shorter time frame, like for day traders, you could look for selling opportunity. Okay, what this is? Oh, this is not right. What is this? Sorry, I'm messing things up a little bit. Yeah, but still similar to Monero. So we did Monero as well. You saw that it was serious. Everything's so connected to the Bitcoin. It's kind of almost like repetitive what I'm doing. But there are like slight small differences. So yeah, we could look at a little bit of short opportunities, but like when we start hitting this again, or if this kind of continues to make that bearish flag, we could look for sell short opportunities. So yeah, that was it. That was the 5 coins covered there. I hope you're all having a good time, that you have still enjoying your holidays, if you have your holidays for Easter holidays. And yes, like, share, and subscribe, and good luck with your trading and investing. Goodbye.